How you doing?
I'm so excited to have you. It is, we were talking about your music before the show, and I feel so strongly that your music specifically reaches all the way through every age group because we were talking to my mom about it the other day. I absolutely love it. And my girls just this morning were dancing to Sapphire.
Oh, amazing. Thank you.
Now, not going to lie, Ed, you are actually the first male guest on the show apart from my husband.
I actually didn't know that. I feel honored. Thank you.
I will say, I do think that if we were going to have another male guest on the show, that it's perfect that we made sure that it was a girl dad. And like you said yourself, you have two daughters. How old are they?
4 and 3.
And how does it feel to have two girls? Like you said, you are outnumbered in your house, a lot of estrogen.
I love it. Like, I really, really, really love it. I didn't really have any expectation of. I think when you are having children, you're just like, I just would like children, and I didn't have
Yes.
any. I wasn't like, I want this, I want that. But when we first had our first daughter, it was like, I don't know, just something clicked, and I was like, I think I could have many, many, many daughters and be so fulfilled and happy. And I love having two. I love seeing them interact with each other and with Ches, and yeah, they're just great. They're just great. And also, like, my best mate has had two boys, and they live opposite us, and there is a stark difference between our two households.
Isn't there?
And they're exactly the same age, and we kind of like, we have all the same ethos and we hang out all the time, but the energy is different.
It's funny when I compare notes with boy parents. And I always jokingly say, because people always come up to me and they're like, oh, I actually only have two boys, or I have three boys. And I'm like, we don't have that recipe. I've got nothing for you. And they'll be like, yeah, it's WWE in our household every day. And I'm like, every so often we get a little tussle here and there, or the girls get like into like a wrestling fit, but it's few and far between. Like,
it's gentle play as well. Like my girls, like yesterday, they have like this stuffed bunny that they brush. It doesn't even really have hair, but they're just there brushing this stuffed bunny together at the hairdressers, and then I join the hairdressers, and then suddenly I've got a million clips in my hair. And my mate has had a son, he's like 18 months, and he came round and I cooked dinner for him and the girls, and I sort of turned around to start like doing the dishes, and then I turned back round and the house was destroyed by this one kid. It was amazing. Now,
are your girls into anything in particular? Our girls are very into things like Frozen and this very stereotypical princess phase of life right now.
Totally. Although we went through Paris a while ago, and we were like, let's take him to Disneyland Paris just because we're there, and they didn't really fuck with it. It was kind of interesting to see. Yeah, it was kind of interesting to see. I thought that they'd be like, but yeah, it was a cool realization, because I love Disney and I love Disney movies, but like I'm more into the music side of it. I love when they sing Moana tunes, like they're learning melodies and lyrics and rhymes through listening to Disney songs, because Disney music is top tier music in general. Like, it is just really, really well written music. So yeah, but the actual, like, I don't think they have signed into like the obsessiveness of it, which I quite like. They just really like the music, and I guess they'll watch the movies on. We take a lot of trains. My wife doesn't really fly, so we take a lot of trains, and they will watch, Toy Story 1 on a train and really dig that. But then that has amazing Randy Newman music in it as well.
You should ride that train as long as you possibly can, because we got in a rotation of watching Frozen. I shit you not. I think we watched it maybe every day for a whole week, and I had to put my foot down of like, hey guys, I'm not doing this again.
Do you get a lot of like parent police after this podcast if you talk about parenting? And yeah,
I will say, I think that we have settled into our demographic of people who understand that. I always say that I don't know what I'm doing. I'm winging it. And so because we're in this like imperfect place in parenting, I'm not going to do it the way you're going to do it. You're not going to do it the way I'm going to do it. And ultimately, that's how we end up with like these beautiful, unique little creatures. I was just saying, we just did fundraising events in the shore town that we live in the last couple of days. And on an episode recently, I discussed potty training and specifically when you're supposed to stop wiping your kid's ass. And I had people walking up to me being like, you should have them stop wiping their ass as soon as possible. And I'm like, oh, I didn't want to have this conversation in person, actually.
It's quite a wild first conversation to have with someone.
And when I tell you I don't even know that one of the people even said hello. they just jumped right into it. And I was like,
oh my God.
Got it. Okay. Yes.
How are you finding like that sort of transition where everyone obviously knows you so well because they listen to you and they know your personality, but you would have people come out to you not saying hello and just coming with wild shit like that? Is that like an odd transition?
Odd is the gentlest way to put it.
Do you still live in the same place that you've lived in all this time?
Yes.
Yeah.
We
same community, same friends, same everything sort of thing.
Yes. So I grew up in the Philadelphia area, and luckily my husband had already fallen in love with Philadelphia before we met because he was playing here for, I think it was like 4 years before we had even met. So I literally grew up in the town that we live in now. And
Great.
And then moved to a neighboring town, and we love it. We've obviously put a few other measures in place, but we still live in the same house that we lived in when we got married. And I'm very much jokingly, like, I don't know if you've seen the Homer Simpson gif where it's like he sinks into the hedges. That's me. That is me through and through. I've always said, like, I started this podcast to be able to set the record straight, and you can hear it straight out of my mouth instead of like making up tabloid clickbait.
When did you start it?
Just this past November we started.
Oh wow.
We kicked it off. So
well, congratulations. I mean,
thank you.
Amazingly.
No, it's been so much fun, and I've gotten to talk to so many incredible people. I joke around like I'm half serious, half kidding, but I have no business talking to you, or most of the guests that I've had on have been like these like just massive names and people who I've admired or looked up to. And even just sort of like tapping into the things that have interested me and then getting to speak to people and learn more about the things that I've been interested for a long time and getting to learn alongside with the listeners is really, really fun. It's been exhilarating. But still, I think I have no business doing this or having this platform. So we're just winging it.
I think that's most people with success will be like, I don't really know. I thought that for the first like few years of my career. I was just like, I'm pretty sure this is going to end at some point and I should just enjoy it while it's here. And I've kind of been doing that now for 15 years of being like, eventually.
I hate to break it to you, Ed. I don't think the other shoe is going to drop. I think you're just riding this one to the end. I very much am in the camp of like, this has to calm down, right?
I don't think it will. I don't think it will. I think that you're obviously like an incredibly likable person. And I think people have obviously connected to you and are interested in hearing points of view, and I think that's a good thing.
I appreciate it.
It doesn't happen by accident. I always say when people are like, oh, it's so lucky, luck is when preparation meets opportunity, and you were obviously like prepared for the opportunity when it presented itself, and here we are.
That's very sweet. Thank you. I'd love to circle back to your music.
Right.
If we can. You have your brand new album Play coming out in September. Do you ever play new music for your wife and kids for their feedback?
100%. Yeah, 100%. I think that it's like Cherry can kill a song. I'm actually really careful to play her songs when she's in a good mood. Because if she's like, then in my mind, I'm like, okay, that song's dead. Like she's
it's dead to me.
No, she's just got a very good taste and read on things. Like even I would write, I'd say 3 songs a day, 5 days a week, and I'll come home and I'll play them. And she can sift through that pretty easily. So like when Bad Habits was written, I'd written a bunch of other songs that day. And I remember I came home, I listened to them all in the car, and I was kind of excited about most of them. And I played them to her, and she was like, that one, that Bad Habits one, that's the one you should finish tomorrow. And then I'm like, okay. And then you go in and finish it. And she's the same with Shivers, same with which one on this record? Sapphire, she loved. Azizam, she loved. Like Yeah, she's got a very good read on stuff. And also I think the kids are a good read on things as well. Even like even old catalog stuff, because when I'm away doing shows, Cherry will play I have brought out like a compilation record in September last year, which has all the hits of mathematics on it. And when I'm away, she'll play my songs to them to kind of like, I don't know, introduce the music to them slowly. And it's interesting the ones that they like gravitate towards. And it's definitely the ones that are like, that all kids have gravitated towards, I guess. There's like a certain DNA in songs, I think.
That's awesome. Is there one song that your daughters lock in on and that they absolutely love?
Sapphire. And Sapphire from the beginning, like they came to India when I made that record, and they were in the studio whilst we were putting like all the tablas and Santoris and like, they were there watching all of that happen. And I think because it's just Sapphire, and I don't know, they know most of the lyrics of that song now.
It's funny, when I put it on this morning, our 2-year-old, she's ridiculous and delightfully opinionated, looked at my dad and went, "This is my favorite song."
Good.
And we were like, she's heard it a few times, but it was funny that she specifically like that one she locked in on. So I'm glad she's has similar taste.
I also think at a certain point, like you lose the kids at a certain point. Like when you like, I'm sure when I'm 50, 2-year-olds aren't going to be like, "That's my song," you know. Like it's like, I'm glad that like kids are still like into the music that I'm making, because hopefully those kids, when they grow up, will want to come to a show and discover all the other music, you know. That's what I really love about touring, is you see the multi-generation family come to a gig, and we've like purposefully make our tickets like not really expensive, so you can come as a family. I've always said like I want full families to come, so like my dad took me to shows as a kid, and it's such a lovely bonding experience watching music that he's into as his son, and then getting into that music and blah blah blah. And I never really wanted to like for it just to be like one certain demographic of people.
Now, you've been performing all around the world for years. I do have to ask, because I have a terrible bias here, but where does Philadelphia land on your list of favorite cities to perform in?
It's loud. It's very, very loud. You got a big screen. I remember when we played there 2023, it was one of the loudest, and there was a bit of a cheat code on it, but Detroit, and we brought on Eminem, and that was the loudest I've ever heard a crowd, like anywhere in the world. Like there's never been a louder crowd than that. But I will say it was because I brought Eminem on stage in Detroit. Like that's the cheat code.
You cracked it right there. You nailed that.
Who would be the cheat code in Philly?
I mean, I think Taylor, just because it's home. Yeah.
I kind of think Taylor anywhere though.
Yeah, true.
I was thinking when I did when that Eminem thing happened, I was like, what would be the loudest crowd? And I was thinking that if One Direction had reformed somewhere in South America for like, if Harry was doing a show or whatever and they all went on stage, like I was like, I think that would hit it the hardest. Actually, do you know what? Do you know who amazing reaction was? Macklemore in Seattle. It was insane. Brought him on to do "Can't Hold Us," which obviously was their song when they won the Super Bowl, and that was almost as mental as Eminem. Like it was huge.
There are artists that I have seen go on tour or announce some tour dates and locations, and I'll go on to see where they're going, and they sort of do like a curve right away from like the Northeast. And I'm like, oh, but I would like you to come here.
I don't think I've ever not played Philly. I'm always, I love it.
That's very sweet. I like that.
Yeah.
Like I said, extremely biased, and I own it.
Also, that's what I like about Philly in general, is the like pride there. It's kind of like, what I love about it is it's basically like, fuck everyone else. Like it's us. We are it. And I felt that in Detroit as well. There's a real like, this is us.
It's like gritty. Like you get us as you get us. If you don't like it, fuck off.
Yeah.
It's really simple. But the good thing is that we...
Super friendly though. Like you are very welcoming. I feel always
because
very
if you're
welcome there.
with us, you're with us.
Yeah.
And we'll ride with you. But
And I find it's really easy to amp a crowd up in Philly because I'll just be
Yes.
like, oh, it's just in New York and they were louder than you. And then people don't like that.
can't let that happen.
Can't let that happen.
If you ever really want to get them, just say like, someone tried to tell me to be a Dallas fan and I told them to fuck off.
So why
And then-
Dallas? Like Dallas isn't near you. Why Dallas?
They are in the NFC East with us.
Right.
And it just so happens that they're our biggest rival. I think it fits perfectly because, like you're saying, Philly is so passionate about like, we'll ride together. And Dallas has made themselves into like the idea of being America's team.
Interesting.
Which I have to vehemently disagree with. But I always like we'll meet people who are Giants fans who are also in the NFC East, so the same conference. And it's funny because I will tell them, they'll be like, I'm so sorry, I'm a Giants fan. I'm like, oh, well, at least we can agree. Fuck Dallas. And it's like a very good bonding moment, honestly. Have you gotten into American football at all? I know you spent a lot of time in the U.S.
I'm a Titans fan from when I moved to Nashville for Taylor's Red Tour in 2013. And, I got a place there and I went to Walmart to buy bits to move in, and I just bought some pajamas, and then when I got home I was wearing the pajamas, and then when someone was around they were like, oh, you're a Titans fan, and I was like, well, guess I am. Since then, Titans. And it's been it's very similar to my soccer club back home. They're never they're always the bridesmaid. No, actually I wouldn't even say they're the bridesmaid. I'd say they're kind of like they're invited
Flower
to
girl.
They're invited to the wedding.
Oh,
They're there,
okay. Got it.
But I do think what's lovely about the NFL is like anything can happen because of the like first draft stuff. Like I remember watching my only experience of the NFL when I was a child was Homer Simpson wanting to buy the Dallas Cowboys and he got given the Denver Broncos. And I remember him being like, oh, the Denver Broncos. And then the Denver Broncos won the Super Bowl. And I was like, I thought they were meant to not be a good team. The Simpsons told me, I go based on Simpsons facts. I would like the Lions to win it first, though. I feel like Detroit are like on the edge of greatness. So
Very much so.
I'd like them.
They turned it around massively recently.
Yeah, but I'd like them to win it first.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's like Eagles are somewhere in there.
You just won it. Like, give it a rest. You've won it. And you won it a couple of years ago as well. Like
we did win it a couple of years.
You're good,
but that was the first one ever.
I know. But like my team. Well, we just got relegated from the Premier League into the Championship. But if we won the Premier League, I'm dining out on that for the rest of my life.
Hey guys, me again. Not gonna lie, I got so carried away talking to you earlier about the Toyota Sienna's fridge box and vacuum. I almost forgot to mention its hands-free kick sensor doors. You can kick your foot just under the sliding doors, and then they open. Same thing with the trunk. I've tried this a couple times at this point because I usually have at least one child on my hip and a bag or another child in my other hand. So that leaves me with, mathematically speaking, no free hands.
Speculation erupted instantly after Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce's engagement announcement hit Instagram in late August, and fans everywhere started envisioning what their wedding might look like, given the wild combination of pop stardom and football fame. The couple themselves have kept the intrigue alive, dropping subtle hints and comments that have sent everyone into a frenzy, wondering about every detail, from the wedding party and the ceremony, some even calling it an American royal wedding, to the possible date, location, and what they'll wear. The engagement was officially announced on August 26th through a joint Instagram post, complete with a playful caption. Your English teacher and your gym teacher are getting married, with a firecracker emoji standing in for Taylor and Travis, aka TNT. The carousel included photos of Kelce on one knee in a flower-filled garden, proposing to Swift. Travis's father, Ed Kelce, later shared in a televised interview that the proposal itself had actually happened weeks earlier in a garden located in Lee's Summit, Missouri. For those who've been following the relationship timeline, it all started back in July 2023 when Kelce attended Swift's Eras tour in Kansas City, Missouri. He later recounted on his podcast, New Heights, which he co-hosts with his brother Jason Kelce, how he was disappointed not to have met Taylor after the show. Swift revealed to Time magazine that she loved how bold Kelce was for sharing that story publicly, and after that podcast episode, they started spending time together. Their debut as a couple came that fall when Swift was spotted at a Kansas City Chiefs game, cheering on Kelce from the stands. That marked the beginning of her regular appearances at his games, and in a full-circle moment, Kelce even joined Swift on stage for a cameo during her Eras tour stop in London in June 2024. Not to be overlooked, the engagement ring caught just as much attention as the announcement itself, with Swift flashing a dazzling diamond in the photos. The ring was designed by Kindred Lubeck from Artifacts Fine Jewelry in New York, a jeweler known for hand-engraved pieces with natural stones. Swift's ring features a bezel-set diamond on a yellow gold band, and jewelry expert and Grimmett estimated the stone to be between 7 and 9 carats, with a possible price tag ranging from $250,000 to $500,000. If you're into these kinds of updates, don't forget to subscribe now. As for the actual wedding date, the couple is staying tight-lipped. Swift, famously private about her personal life, appeared on The Graham Norton Show in October 2025. When Norton asked if the wedding was set for 2026, Swift dodged the question, teasing that he'd know when the time came and joking that he'd get an invite. She insisted she was more focused on promoting her latest album, The Life of a Showgirl, at that moment, but she couldn't hide her excitement about the prospect of planning the big day. Swift explained that she looked forward to organizing the event, saying it would be fun because, in her view, weddings only get stressful when there's a small guest list and you're forced to agonize over who makes the cut. In her words, she wasn't going to bother with that kind of scrutiny and would rather invite anyone I've ever talked to. She quickly laughed off her own comment, admitting, "I shouldn't have said any of that." The couple hasn't confirmed the guest list, location, or a wedding theme, but every little hint they drop keeps fans guessing. With Taylor's history of creative, high-profile events and Travis's outgoing personality, expectations are sky-high for a celebration that could be as talked about as any royal affair. Both families have weighed in occasionally, but for now, the couple continues to enjoy their engagement, and the public is left eagerly awaiting any new clue or photo. Stay tuned and hit subscribe for the latest news on the Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce wedding.